At this very second, an ancient program is running inside you that you aren't even aware of. You think you are the master of your decisions, but in reality, you are just a carrier of codes hardwired millions of years ago. Imagine a scene familiar to every parent. Night, the heavy, stagnant air of the bedroom. A baby is screaming its lungs out. Their face turns crimson, their fists are clenched, and the sound pierces your brain like a red-hot needle. You pick them up, try to rock them, whisper, feed them. Nothing works. Their cry cuts through space, making your heart beat in a frantic rhythm. But as soon as you take just one step and start walking across the room, something mystical happens. The baby instantly falls silent. Their legs tuck up toward their belly, their body relaxes, and the cry cuts off mid-word, as if someone pressed an invisible off button.
You sit down in a chair, hoping for a break, and the magic vanishes. The cry returns with renewed vigor. You aren't just witnessing a child's tantrum. You are activating a secret survival protocol that connects you to ancestors from dark caves. We are used to thinking that babies cry because they are hungry or scared. We build complex theories about child psychology and manipulation. We blame ourselves, thinking we are bad parents because we can't soothe our child while sitting. But all these explanations crumble into dust in the face of dry, biological truth. You aren't making a mistake. You've simply encountered a transport jam in the perception system.
Scientists from the Japanese Riken Institute decided to hack this mystery. They conducted an experiment that looked like a scene from a sci-fi movie. Tiny ECG sensors were attached to infants, and their mothers were asked to perform a series of actions: sitting, standing, and walking. What they discovered overturned our understanding of the mother-child bond. The moment an adult started moving, the infant's heart rate dropped like it was in free fall. Within literally 2 to 3 seconds, the heartbeat slowed down, and the parasympathetic nervous system took control. The results were shocking. This was not a conscious decision by the child to calm down. It was an automatic reaction of the body, as natural as a pupil constricting in the light. But let's look even deeper. Why did evolution choose this specific mechanism? Imagine that inside your head, there's an alarm clock set to gravity. Millions of years ago, if a predator attacked a tribe's camp or a forest fire broke out, a mother had only a few seconds to save her offspring. In such moments, a child who keeps screaming is a death sentence for the whole family. The sound attracts the saber-toothed tiger. The sound gives away the location. Evolution created the perfect solution. As soon as the infant feels specific acceleration and swaying, their body is obligated to freeze. It is a biological command. Be quiet. Be light. Do not hinder the rescue. The infant tucks their legs for a reason. They group themselves compactly, so it's easier for the mother to run through thick undergrowth. This mechanism doesn't just work in humans. Look at how a cat picks up a kitten by the scruff, or how a lioness carries a cub. They instantly go limp. Scientists call this the calming response to carrying. This is a single firmware for all mammals. We call it love, but for your DNA, it's a cold calculation. And here is where the most frightening part begins. This reflex is so deeply embedded in the system that it controls you too, even though you haven't been an infant for a long time. Have you noticed that in moments of extreme stress, you feel a physical need to start walking? We call it pacing the room. Your adult brain, in a moment of danger, tries to activate that same childhood button. You subconsciously believe that movement is the path to safety. And as long as your legs are moving, the anxiety recedes.
But there's a flip side to this hack. We have become hostages of the rhythm. In the modern world, where we don't need to run from predators, this reflex has turned into a biological trap. Your steps are the only thing convincing the ancient part of your child's brain that the world is still in motion and safety exists. As soon as you stop, their internal safety radar registers an error. The stop is interpreted as, we are no longer running, which means we've been abandoned. And the system switches the siren back on. It's a vicious cycle. You mimic an evacuation to get a minute of silence, but in doing so, you confirm the child's fear that the world is only safe when in transit.
Think about how many of our behavioral bugs are actually these crutches of evolution. We eat when we're sad, because in the cave, food meant an absence of starvation. We fear the dark, because things that wanted to eat us hid in it. And we cannot stay still when life cries out. You are merely a link in an endless chain. Your body remembers the fear of ancestors and their ways of survival. You aren't just watching this process. You are part of this grand mechanism. Next time you are exhausted, pacing the 100th circle in the bedroom at 3 a.m., feel that weight in your arms. It's not just a crying person. It's a living echo of millions of years of struggle for life. You are performing the sacred dance of evacuation that allowed our species to survive. This is not a taunt to your nerves. It is a triumph of life over chaos. In this moment, you are the strongest version of yourself, an atlas carrying the future of your species on your shoulders. But be careful. This system hack is just the tip of the iceberg. Have you ever wondered why we feel a strange, almost painful urge to squeeze something cute so hard it scares us? That's another hidden program, and it's far more complex than you can imagine. But we'll talk about that next time. Keep moving.